Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. This is the last video of this educational series. This one here, I'm going to be talking about patterns and trend lines. I'm going to start here first with initially just going through the patterns, and then I'm going to go through a bit of the trend lines. And these are one of the most popular ones I go through by. Of course, these patterns are not just to be followed blindly. You have to also look into different indicators, read the charts, look at the news, PR. So it's just all shapes in one together. Right, so this is a trend line that is being put up. This first one here is called a bull flag, and what you can see is basically a little bit of a pullback, shaping in more off bull flag after a run, and you can see that it had received two bull flags here, and this is actually considered still a third one, but it still broke the trend line, so it's a little bit dangerous to get into. But you can see this trend for a bull flag. The second one here is one of the most popular ones. It's called cup with a handle, and what it looks like a cup, right, and it got a handle here. And then you see basically here it had a run afterwards. So bought around $1.05 and went almost to 323. And that's cup with a handle. The next one here is an ascending triangle. This one here basically it has a resistance that's not changing and a support that is increasing in a trend line like this one here. And basically trend lines are drawn from support, so you can see connects here, over here, and over here. And this one here is a horizontal trend line where it just matches all the resistances. And you can this is more of a bullish one. So the cup and handle is bullish, bull flag is bullish, ascending triangle is bullish. The next one you have is a bear flag. And what a bear flag is basically just the opposite of a bull flag. It gets a dip and then it sees a little bit of a run, and it just falls afterwards. So that's basically a bear flag, and it's bearish. An inverted cup and handle looks something like this here. So this looks like a cup. You can see here it's curved, and then it has a handle. And what happens is it falls right after. And that's another pattern, and that's bearish. Descending triangle is also a bearish one, where basically it's just the opposite of ascending triangle. So you have a descending trend line that matches the current current resistance, and it's decreasing, while the support is sitting still fine at an equal level for support, and you can get to see that it has dipped after that, but you need just a confirmation for a few days in order to say the trend is actually fully completed. Now this is a double top, and so basically twice getting into towards where the top is, and it looks something like this. And this one here is as well one of the patterns that are very important. It's a bearish reversal pattern, so it means that it's more likely to be bearish than it is bullish, but it's not a fully bearish pattern. But still, you tend to see bearish behavior afterwards. This one here is another bearish reversal pattern. It's heads and shoulder. You can see the resemblance. This is the shoulder, the head, the shoulder, and it dips down. And this is a triple top / multiple tops. So this one here is a multiple top. It's the same as a triple top, and what happens here is that you see basically see that the resistance is not broken multiple times. It's been tested, and then you see basically also a support that is very close to one another in terms of the same amount, and then it usually dips. That's especially after a run, so you get to see a little bit of downward after either multiple tops or a triple top. Now going into the bullish, this is a double bottom. So a double bottom here, it tests the support multiple times, and then it sees a run after, which it has. You look at it here, it did. This is an inverse head and shoulder. So the head and shoulder is a bearish reversal pattern. The inverse head and shoulder is a bullish reversal pattern. And you get to see that it does actually run to 228 from 121. And then let's say if you were around somewhere here and you're starting to see a trend, you still got quite a bit from 160 to 230. And then you got the triple bottom or multiple bottom. So it's very similar to the triple top, it's just inversed. And what you tend to see is you tend to see green here afterwards. And you get to see that it ran. Of course, you have red. The price dips down pretty hard, and then you got multiple times where it tests a support and a bottom and a resistance, and then it just skyrockets up. Now going on towards trend lines. Trend lines are different. Now, what are the most popular trend lines? You got your just normal trend lines, which basically marks in current trends, and within the trends you can have multiple trends in. So let me show you what I'm talking about, right? So I can have a channel right here. A channel is basically a top trend line and a bottom trend line, and here it's matching multiple ones. and right here. And within the channel, I can have some other trend lines in it. So one here. And you get to see that happening multiple times. When the price breaks that trend line or does break that channel, for instance, like here, you tend to see it drop quite quickly. And so let's try to test another one here. Right here. Of course, this is, I believe, in 2019. Right here. So what happens after the price, after the stock breaks that trend line? You can just draw another one. Initially, it would be here. And then you see it breaking again here. And then you can adjust it. And then later on, it becomes this here. And you get to see that it's actually following that trend line. So trend lines do change, but they're very much short term. And basically, what you're trying to look for, whether an uptrend or a downtrend. So what's an uptrend? An uptrend is basically when you're seeing high highs and high lows. What does that mean? So this is a high, right? A newer high. And this is a high low. A new high low, right? Because it hasn't seen it before, but it's still higher than the previous lows. And so basically that's what we're looking for. This is a high, and then high low, because it's previous than the lower one. High low. You see it here, and that's uptrend. A downtrend is basically just the reverse of that. This is a high, this is a low high and low lows, right? And it can continue to go down, and then it goes back to an uptrend. Right here, this is a downtrend. So you see here, low highs and low lows, and it just keeps going. So basically, it's just a little bit of an intra trend lines that you're trying to look for. So that is the base of it. So how do you just make sure, how do you draw a trend line? It's usually either trying to match the supports or resistances. A channel is basically having a resistance trend line and a support trend line. And usually once it breaks it, usually trends end up changing. That's been the educational series. Make sure you mention down in the comments below if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer. Share, subscribe, and like. And check my DDs on this channel. I do tend to go through full-on DD for different stocks that I update almost daily. Have a wonderful day.